gonna be real, this is probably the weirdest, most unplanned video I've done in a very long time, and I'm just gonna call it update, right? No frills, no sexy editing, none of that sort of stuff. We've got a really cool video coming for that. But we're constantly being asked about vlogs. Where have we been? What have we been up to? What are we feeling like? Are we happy? Is life good? Are things happening that nobody's hearing about? And I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna jump on. A lot's been going on. Fuck the pandemic. I'm gonna start with that. Get that out of the way. That's done. Last year, I have changed a lot. So most of you will, recently will formally know us as being like into the CrossFit, being fitness and nutrition professionals, that kind of stuff, the trusted source. That's what I like to hear. But obviously I took on a 50k ultra run for the first time during the lockdown and sufficiently screwed myself up physically, which was wonderful, but no injuries or anything like that. I mean, physically as in went into a very dark place, into a hole and couldn't walk properly. That brings back some really sore memories. But what happened during that process was something that I think only people who get into that realm of sport and endurance or whatever, it doesn't have to just be endurance, but just something disgusting, start to understand is that there's a line that gets crossed physically and mentally that you cannot go back from. And I'm not saying that CrossFit isn't hard enough at all. I think, to be honest, I've been doing it for so long that the want to progress as someone who does CrossFit has been outweighed massively by the want to progress as a person. And I realized that sometimes when you're just doing the same thing all the time with your training, you're still progressing, but you're progressing in one lane, right? And I look at my training and my nutrition and the way that I want to use my body is many different lanes. There's many different things that I want to experience, try, and put my body through something that it's never been through, because I then learn. Obviously, it doesn't have to be a 50k. It can be, the last 6 months I've been working on my swimming, and I can now swim a kilometer pretty comfortably to a certain degree. And I've grown exponentially from doing these things. So I've kind of moved a little bit away from CrossFit as such. I still do my lifting, I still do my clean and jerks, and cleans, not jerks, hand snatch for 2 months. I do a lot of the elements of functional training, but my training has moved a lot more towards like a hybrid system. And I know it's like, oh yeah, it's all about systems, bro. This is my hybrid model. It's not a name. It's basically just, I do some CrossFit elements. I don't do a lot of the butterfly stuff anymore. It just wasn't really getting along with my shoulders because of myself, not because of the movement. I just had to work a lot more on the mechanics, and I chose to be a lazy tit about it and then do it. I do a lot of the CrossFit elements and the Metcons and the formats, the AMRAPs, the EMOMs, that kind of stuff. But I also have returned to a lot of the stuff that I used to love. I love bench pressing. I've been doing a bench press periodization for the last 6 to 8 weeks, and the progress has been phenomenal. And I've really enjoyed it. I'm doing my bro sessions, getting pumped, getting jacked, that kind of stuff. And I've really started to really focus in on my nutrition a little bit more for optimal performance. We're going for a little bit of I want to be able to pick up one day and go for a marathon, if I want to go and do a marathon. I want to walk up to a triathlon and go, well, I'll give it a go. I might not be the best, but I'll have a go. And then get in the gym and throw some weights around with my CrossFit friends and go, all right, I'm still holding my own. That's basically what I'm going for. And it's a little bit like what one of our TLM training plans is like. All the links in below if you want to check those out. TLM training plans, we've got a gym plan, a home plan, and what we call the functional plan, which is very much that. It's like a hybrid program where everybody gets to do everything and they are progressing phenomenally across all aspects in terms of their lifting, their fitness, their gymnastic capability, but they're also being thrown really far out of their comfort zone with some things. Like this week, let's do some bench pressing. They're like, I haven't benched for years. And this is what I'm talking about. And that's why we built these plans out, because we want to test people in a way that they haven't been tested all the time. And every system, a specific system, follows a routine, and there's always, you can't do everything in any system. There's always going to be flaws. So I kind of just wanted to rip that out and say there isn't a system, there's just a periodization within that mayhem. Doesn't matter what's going on around here, there's always just going to be a periodization, which is basically we're going to get from A to B in a certain amount of time, then we're going to have a rest, and then we're going to go from A to B in a different realm, and all the other stuff I'm just going to encompass as much stuff as I possibly can. So that's been going really cool. So training's really fun, enjoying that, had fun. Really enjoying the fact that obviously we're now going to be launching our next gold challenge, where if you want to get involved, literally just email tlmonlinecoaching@gmail.com. You can get involved. You do 12 weeks of training for us for the price of a PT session per week. You get us as your coach, either myself or John. We periodize all of your training, all of your nutrition. We do weekly check-in calls. You have constant support via WhatsApp. Whatever you need, essentially, to make the journey as frictionless as possible. For 12 weeks, you get it. And at the end of it, one of you wins an all-expenses paid holiday to one of our retreats, a home gym paid for and fitted by us. We're not fitted literally by us, but paid for by us. A year's gym membership to your local gym or box, or all of your money back. Very, very small limited numbers, but I wanted to mention it just in case there's a couple of spots left if you wanted to get involved. It's not a 12-week transformation as in, let's starve ourselves for 12 weeks, do a transformation picture, nice sales tactic. For us, it's about transforming your current protocol to make it fit your life. Yes, you will make phenomenal progress aesthetically and training wise and all that sort of stuff, but it's all about creating a new system, the system that works for you. And then this 12 weeks is the start. And I'm still working with some of the people that I worked with on the 12-week protocol because they gained so much that they wanted to continue. And some of them, like 6 months or a year down the line, honestly, absolute monsters. So email tlmonlinecoaching@gmail.com if you want to get involved. So life is in a very, I don't know, I'm probably appealing more to the parents out there at the moment. You know, everybody has these moments in life where I call it transitional time. And you know, in one area that you grow and expand, whether it be you've been working on yourself or you've been working on your business or you've been just building new habits and routines to make your day run more effectively. You know, at the moment I'm working on like a future gratuity process, which is like the next level from creating a list and making sure you get your stuff done. I now start to, really classic example, instead of having, if I finish a cup of coffee, I don't finish my cup of coffee and put the dirty cup in the sink and leave it. I finish my cup of coffee, I wash the cup out, put it back under the nozzle ready for the next coffee, make sure that the kettle's got enough water in to make the next coffee, and then also put the capsule or the granules, whatever I'm going to have, ready. So essentially, the next time I come to it, I've just literally got to press one button, or I've got to pour some water, whatever it may well be. Seems like a very simple process, but these future gratuity processes lead you to a position where the next time you get to it, you instantly go, oh, so much easier, and you thank your former self for it. And I know it sounds really weird, and it's just an area that I've been exploring in certain different aspects recently, and honestly, it's just making each day feel like an even bigger win in a bigger process. So if you'd like to know more about that, literally just let me know. But during all these phenomenal changes, there's a part of my life that I don't really talk too much about on videos. I'm obviously a dad, an extremely proud dad. Honestly, I adore my daughter, I adore my wife, I adore my friends and family. Everybody knows that. But watching her grow, she's at an age now where any parent out there will know it's like, and it sounds really horrible, but it's a really exciting time, but it's like one more year and then she starts school. And once she starts school, the way that it's set up in the UK, it's half terms, full terms, 6-week holidays, Christmas holidays, that kind of stuff, where you get the time. The rest of the time, Monday to Friday, she's going to disappear to school. And I found myself really missing her before she's even started. You know, we've got over a year. She goes to nursery 2 days a week at the moment. She's going to be going 3 days a week from next year. And we just got to this point, and I think it's from the pandemic, feeling like, obviously you have moments where you feel like life's a little bit too short, you reassess things, you look at your trajectory and everything like that. And I had, I'm not going to talk about why, it's nothing bad, don't worry, but I had a hospital appointment the other day. And I found myself, for the first time being in a hospital, sitting in this waiting room going, if this was really bad, as in, you know, like terminal issues and stuff like that, would I be happy? You know, a lot of therapists say, if you want to assess your life and find out where you're going and are you happy in your current situation or are you satisfied, ask your 8-year-old self if they'd be happy with what they're doing, and ask your 80-year-old self. And it was a bit of one of those moments where I just sat there and was like, if this was to be something that led to the worst potential news I could ever get, would I be happy? And I just found myself going, I would probably be satisfied but also very disappointed at a lot of the opportunities that I didn't grasp onto because I was worried about money, or worried about the career, or worried about other people that I feel like I have to worry about all the time. And I came away and it was really exciting, like quite scary, but freeing at the same time. And we just said, next year's it's gonna be a big year. I'm still obviously going to be working non-stop. I work non-stop as it is, which is ridiculous. I'm up at stupid o'clock in the morning doing emails, doing the bits and pieces, trying to create a piece of content for social pretty much every single day at the moment, apart from the weekends. Now, our camper van is going to be fitted with Wi-Fi. So one of the things that we'd like to do is go and visit different places for a week or 2 weeks. And the only friction point we had is that I'm not going to use it as a holiday anymore. When we use the van, unless it's a weekend away, it's going to be seen as like a work vehicle. So if I've got to go somewhere up north, I can have the van with us. We've got Wi-Fi. I can do all my emails. I can look after all my clients. But I can be in a different setting, because that's what I feel like I'm missing a little bit at the moment, and our family are missing, is that these 4 walls are beautiful. We've worked very hard for this house and we love it and everything like that. But it's very easy to just be in one space because you feel like you have to. And we've got a year to kind of explore different spaces, different environments. We could park the van up and I could do exactly the same as I'm doing right now, but I could have a beach in the background or a mountain in the background. And I want to bloody experience that. I want to experience that, and I want to prove that you can do it in different environments. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to be at home. Probably, I think, based on some of the ideas we've had, I'll be at home for like 8 months, 8.5 months of the year. But it's the time that we are away, we're just going to turn around and make the most of it and see what it's like to actually live and work on the road when we go away. So the trips are going to be planned as working experiences opposed to let's go on holiday for a week, because we've been away a couple of times in the van and it's been purely holiday, pick up bits and pieces when I can, but I am switching off. And I'm really excited to see what that dynamic's like as a family and as an individual, to see how we get on, because obviously I'm not going to be seeing JC on those times where I'm away. Admittedly, we only see each other once a week at the moment, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But I'm really excited to see what happens in terms of that creativity, because I feel like sometimes I get a bit bored. You know, I'm someone who likes experiencing. When I do things, I get this huge vibe and buzz off the back of it, and I'm like, I can't wait to create. And at the moment, I'm a bit like, I'm creating because I have to, but there's not really any huge energy. And like even sitting here and talking for 13 minutes, that's come off the back of these conversations that I've been having with my wife and thinking about next year and what we want to do and what we want to achieve. And it's really exciting, and I'm really excited to see where the TLM brand goes next year, because the other big news is we've just signed exclusively to Nike. This is like epic, absolutely epic. Me and JC wanted to, basically the way that it's set up on social is that you're encouraged for years never to become exclusive to a brand in a competitive space, which basically means if we were to sign to someone like Nike, I still say Nike. If we were to sign to somebody like Nike 6 years ago, we would have been cutting off so much of the market of potential of people that you could work with, right? And nobody wants you to do that in terms of like agencies and everything like that, because it's less ways that they can sell you, essentially different brands. So for a very long time, we were working with our selected 2 or 3 brands that we really, really liked. We always said it would be if any of them came in and were like, we'd love to sign you, which we never believed would ever happen. We said that, funnily enough, Nike would have actually been top of our list. And then we got into the CrossFit world, and it comes even higher in the list. And I genuinely still am shocked that it's happened for all the right reasons. There's different levels of shock, isn't there? There's shock as in, I can't believe this just happened. Am I going to get caught out? Like imposter syndrome. But for the first time in my life with contracts like this, I looked at it and went, we deserve that. we worked hard, we remained humble, we remained loyal to the right people, we watched our P's and Q's, we've always never sold out to the wrong brands. And the amount of support we've had from you guys and girls on the Instagram post that we put up just yesterday announcing the news is unbelievable. And it's like everyone going, you graft, you deserve that. You couldn't have gone to better people. You're the OGs. And it's such a respectful way to have a partnership. So we're really excited to see what happens with that. And generally, you know, we've got our family now. You know, we've got an incredible clothing brand who are now going to look after us. We've got Nocco who give us our pre-workout caffeinated products, which you can also, I'll put the link below. You can now order Nocco directly to your house without having to go anywhere. They've got a new website, so I'll put the details below. And then we've also got Wolverson, who have looked after us for so long, and we're partnered with those guys on the training kit. And it's like, unreal. And then finally, with Whatabl, who look after the TLM clothing range that we launch 2 or 3 lots each year, they are amazing. You know, these people that we're starting to have around us now are covering aspects of our business and helping us and supporting us in ways that we never even imagined that we would get to. So thank you all so much for all of your support with that. And that's it, guys. That's a little bit of an update. I'm going to disappear. Thank you all so much for watching. If you managed to get to this point, if you've got any questions, anything you want to know, anything that you would really like to see content-wise moving forward, do let us know in the comments below. If you like this piece of content specifically, let me know. Otherwise, get ready for a really cool, really hard fitness challenge that me and JC filmed with Matt yesterday. Got one more piece of it we needed to do because that's a lot to do in one day. We're going to find out whether we can classify ourselves as fit. So there's some challenges that you have to complete apparently to know whether you're fit or not. So look out for that one. Keep being awesome, people, and I'll see you in the next one.